So in previous videos, we've looked at formatting in tables and formatting in lists. Now, another option that we have in PowerShell is to format wide. Now, this is kind of a specialized one. So let's do this. Let's do get service, and we're going to pipe this to format wide. And just like the other formatting commands, you can use FW as an alias or shortcut for it. So when I do get service format wide, let me pipe that through more. What it does is it gives me just one piece of information, but it does it in multiple columns. And by default, it defaults to 2 columns. I can use the dash columns, or dash column, and let's do this 4 columns wide. Pipe that to more. And now it's going to give me my service names across 4 columns. And obviously we can do as many columns as we want. Now, this only displays one piece of information about each object, and by default, it defaults to displaying the name of each object. Let's do another one here. Let's do get process. We're going to format wide columns 4, and this is going to show us column 4. There we go. And this is going to show us all of our processes. All right, now this may or may not actually be helpful, but it defaults to displaying the name because the name is more likely to be useful than anything else. For example, we know that with process objects, we can display the CPU usage, right? So I could do dash property CPU dash column 4, and that will display the CPU usage for all of my processes in 4 columns. Now that actually is not very helpful because I can't associate it with anything. So format wide is one of those commandlets that we will use, and we'll normally just leave it to use the default name parameter, or the name property. But it's one of those commandlets that we can use when we're trying to discover, a whole list of things. And we don't want it to scroll on and on down our screen, and we just want, the name, and we want to fit as many of them on one screen as we can. That's where we'll use format wide in PowerShell.